Check 1, 2.
Well, hello there, boyfriend. How are you this fine day?
I'm really good.
Is it working?
Yes.
Excellent. Let's not touch shit.
I'm afraid to ask, but I have a great question.
I don't even know what I was going to say. I'm so disturbed right now. That's like that documentary that I was excited to watch about meat. Remember how they had twins, identical twins?
On that one. Yeah.
It was identical twins. This was recent. This was like just a couple of months ago.
I know.
And it was identical twins, and one of them ate
vegetarian,
whatever they wanted,
right? Yeah.
and then the other twin was vegetarian or vegan.
Yeah.
And I
you
believe
texted
they
me
were
and said,
vegan.
I think you said, I'm going to be a vegan.
Excited.
You were like, I think I'm going to go vegan.
I didn't text you that. I didn't even watch it. I watched half of one episode and I said, this is really interesting. I love documentaries. If I could watch anything, that's what I would pick. Yeah. So I was like, Jamie, we need to watch this together. And you're like, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin it for you, but it was sponsored by Beyond Meat.
It was.
And I was like, motherfuck.
I felt bad.
And then after you say that, I look into it and you see all of these flaws in this study where it shows that they put the one twin on a vegan diet, but the other one, they didn't regulate at all. They didn't have to exercise. They could just eat burgers and fries every day. It wasn't like they were eating the same amount of calories, having the same exercise every day. It was very different. And then the vegetarian vegans, I think vegan. Mm-hmm. I think it was really strict, but I don't know. We're exercising. We're doing all these things. So of course their metrics improved. And when you see that this is brought to the forefront and they're still saying and defending, no, this is a great study, and you have a physician signing on, pissed me off.
Yeah, that's
do a study totally without misleading. Being swayed by a company that wants you to have them all buy your product.
Which if you do, it says you shouldn't drink more than 2 drinks a week, and people don't like that shit. If you do those studies, if Huberman says, I will not accept any study where I hear that something like that happened, that's the answer sometime that comes out.
I believe that people perceive it as a criticism against themselves. It's very difficult for me to counsel someone to exercise when they're overweight. They want a pill, they want labs, they don't want to hear change your lifestyle. And if I say it, oftentimes they get very mad at me and they're like, you're judging me. And I have to say, no, I'm not. I don't want to put you on medicines because of the side effects.
And also, I like your example where you said, like, you could die if like that to me could be coming from your physician, like a jarring, life-changing. What's kind of crazy is it's crazy that she didn't know that. Like you said, there were like physical manifestations of like other, but it took you saying that. And I also think that's so sensitive, like the weight thing.
Yeah.
There's probably, I don't know how, I feel like everybody, I would think most people that wake up overweight go like, shit, how many people do you hear go, I got to lose weight. I got to quit drinking. We're in the elevator just now. And this lady she
just
looked
this
like.
Morning. Holy crap.
We're in Reno, by the way.
And it was
not the healthiest
like
people.
10 a.m.?
10 a.m. And this woman was like huffing and puffing and making lots of noises.
Hunched over, holding the railing in the elevator going, oh, I've never felt this. I don't feel good. I thought she was having an active heart attack, and I thought I was going to have to jump in.
Yeah, and we didn't know her. She knew no one in the elevator, and she goes, what did she say? I'm never going to drink again.
I can't ever drink like this again. I'm so hungover. I feel awful. And I was like, oh, thank God she's only hungover and not actively dying in front of me.
I bet you anything she drinks tonight.
Probably. And that's sad.
It is sad.
But again, that's alcohol use disorder, where once you don't feel sick, you do it again. And that's an abusive tendency. And that's unfortunately something a lot of people have a difficult time kicking. And that's why you need support.
Drinking is fun, though.
But that's why you need support from a team of people and not just one person saying, don't do it.
Say, though, you're not her and you don't want to drink only 2 drinks a week like Huberman said. I always bring you as an example because I like some people wrote to Huberman. The people that wrote like, that's not true, red wine does this or that. Like, I feel like those people are ignoring the studies he presented. But other people go, okay, I'm going to drink. It's fun.
Yeah.
I'm doing it because it's fun and like I want to dessert. I like that. I feel like that's a great response to go like, hey, that's good to know. I'm sure there's lots of things we could do to live longer and be healthier. We're not going to do all of them every day.
Yeah, we don't all move to the blue zones, right?
No, we don't. What's the closest blue zone?
To us right now?
Yeah.
South America?
Did you know Reno was a black zone? Is that the opposite of a blue zone? I like the documentary.
I think well, I don't know what the closest one is. I would say South America.
I don't want to live to be 100. I would like to live to...
What if you're a healthy 100 and you feel like you're 70?
Yeah, man, it just seems
I think it's all put in perspective.
I'd be exhausted.
If you're cognitively intact and your health is good and you're not having chronic pain.
My leg hurts sometimes. and I can't sleep. And I just think to myself, what's this going to be like in 30 years?
Well, you know what I think is drastically improved is our intolerance of tobacco use.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I feel
Right?
like.
So tobacco cessation is extremely difficult. If I have a patient who's smoking and they're like, I'm like, oh, do you want to quit? Do you know how many say yes? Very, very few. Right? Or I'll hear, oh, I've tried.
Very
didn't
few
work.
say they want to quit.
Yeah.
I would think everyone wants to quit.
Most don't want to. But when I get someone who...
Why do they now? That blows my mind.
Because
Wouldn't
they enjoy
wanna,
the nicotine.
Wow.
So then I'm like, okay, well, realistically, what I'll say is, I'm a doctor. This is my exact spiel. I'll say, God, you know what? You know I'm a doctor. You know I hate tobacco. You know it's been strongly associated with lung cancer. But guess what? I want you to be successful. You're going through a lot of shit with your job right now. And if I tell you to quit smoking right now, you're so stressed out, you probably will quit for a day and then you'll go back to it and you'll get frustrated. And I don't want you to feel like it's an impossible feat. How about you come back? Let's fix like the stress. Let's talk about your job. Let's talk about your other stuff. How about we have a goal in like 3 months? We reassess. Why don't you come back? We'll talk about it then. Because I only want to do it when you're ready. If I tell you have to do it and you don't want to do it, you're not going to fucking do it. But if I tell you, hey, let's work together when you want to do it, people are so much more successful. But society has made smoking so difficult. You can't smoke in airports. You can't smoke in restaurants now. A lot of bars have banned it. Societally, we actually look at people now as being kind of gross if they smoke a lot.
Absolutely. That's why I thought you were going to say, because I would think
So it's
drinking.
helping because they see that and then they want to quit, but they're not ready. And once they're ready, boom, success story. Alcohol is different though. It is glamorized, and that's the problem. People don't see alcohol as a problem because everywhere we go, it's readily available.
It's all around us. I was surprised though, because everyone I know or knew that smoked, they all wanted to quit. 100% of them.
Yeah, that's not the case for, at least for me personally, when I see patients come in.
Because if you see, it is so hard to smoke and it is so like it's expensive and there's not even like a high like drinking. Why are these people smoking? It's because it's fucking hard to. Nicotine is like
such a strong habit to form. Yeah.
Well,
and very difficult to stop.
Quick recommendation for Alan Carr's Easy Way to Quit Smoking is one of the coolest ways that people have quit smoking. It's this book that's it's basically cognitive behavioral therapy, and the guy has like a crazy track record, better than anything else.
I've had patients have acupuncture one session and they quit smoking. I think it's located in your ear where they do it. Hypnotherapy, really, really good. So along the lines of CBT, but hypnotherapy. Huh?
Have you ever been hypnotized?
I have been hypnotized, but not for smoking cessation.
What is it? Didn't you say, or is it private?
Test anxiety.
Oh.
I had really bad test anxiety for all my medical boards. I was worried. There's so much pressure to pass them the first time, and I'd never taken one, and I had no idea what to anticipate. I'd taken practice ones, but I didn't know what I'd feel like. So I was really nervous. So I had hypnotherapy for that. Thankfully, I passed all 7 of them first try. Thank you.
Did it because of that? Did it help?
Didn't help me.
You don't think it helped you?
No, because the night before I did not sleep 1 minute. I was so anxious. I was up the entire night. Not exaggerating. Not 1 minute of sleep.
This friend of mine, his dad smoked cigarettes for 30 years, 3 packs a day.
Yeah.
Hypnotist lady, done.
Yeah.
Done. Amazing.
Hypnotherapy is wonderful when it works. It doesn't work for everybody. Same with acupuncture. Wellbutrin, an antidepressant, is used to help with smoking cessation. It takes away that kind of like craving.
Yeah,
response.
It also takes away, like Wellbutrin is similar to Chantix in that way, where it also takes away the reward you feel when you smoke. Like it takes away the feeling like you got rid of you're exactly what you're saying.
Chantix is great. It was recalled for a while. It does have the side effect of like night terror, so you have to be careful, but that was a good one. And then obviously you've got like the patches that helps a lot of people.
Is patches...
The Nicoderm patches?
Is patches actual nicotine, or is it some kind of...
Yeah, and it's dosed based on how many cigarettes a patient smokes. That's the strength that you give them, and then you wean them down.
I have another question.
The lozenges and the gum don't really help, though.
That's what I was going to ask you. So a friend of mine smoked... He's one of my favorite friends, and he smoked forever and ever, and we would always go, you should quit, and he always wanted to quit. Mm-hmm. And then he started chewing gum, and now he's chewing nicotine gum right now.
Well, I mean, it works. Obviously, it works, and that's why it's in existence.
Like, he's chewing it right now. He hasn't smoked for probably 20 years.
Well, nicotine overuse can have cardiac complications, arrhythmias, heart rate going up too fast,
but better than
a stimulatory effect with insomnia, making anxiety worse. It's better than the alternative.
Right.
But, I mean, you have to take that with consideration for every patient being unique. Some people probably shouldn't be on it. But most people don't quit smoking from that. It's like it's an additive. It's helpful. They need like a hand to mouth response. So I'll
Yeah.
tell them to get like a sugar-free candy instead of a cigarette and put in, and then have the medication or something else to help.
Do you know who sells most of the smoking cessation stuff? The cigarette companies. I think Nicorette is owned by like Philip Morris or something. So like I gotta check that out to make sure I'm not lying.
That makes me mad.
I know.
Have you seen the movie Thank You for Smoking?
Yes.
It's one of my favorite movies.
It's fantastic.
It has a lot, for people who haven't watched it, it talks a lot about lobbyists for guns, alcohol, big tobacco, right?
Yeah.
And it's fascinating to see how they discuss manipulating evidence to sway people to use their products.
Yeah.
And the blatant ignorance of the company's moral code, knowing that they're causing a lot of damage, but continuing to manufacture and sell these products that are dangerous to society.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man. It's evil, greedy sons of bitches. I was wrong. It's not Nicorette.
Oh.
It's whatever. Nicorette's Johnson & Johnson. But a bunch of big tobacco did come out with like a bunch of like
That's
anti-smoking.
crazy.
I know, isn't that crazy? It doesn't really work. So they buy that, they go back to smoking. But listen, we're in Reno. We're having a good time in Reno where we're not allowed to do where they do everything.
Including
that's dangerous.
legalized prostitution.
That's right. That's right. It's better.
What?
Because it's you know what I
What's better?
I liken it to?
What is better?
Legalized prostitution to me. Do you know what? Do you know how I like legalized marijuana?
Jamie,
Do you know why?
are we getting a stripper up here tonight in our room? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
Erika, do you know why I like legalized marijuana?
I thought you wanted to say legalized vag.
No, I'm talking about legalized prostitution, but I'm drawing a parallel. Do you know why? Why do you think I would like legalized marijuana? Because I know what's fucking in it.
No, that's not true. You're saying legalized marijuana, meaning if you got drug tested, you wouldn't get arrested. You're not saying dispensaries versus street drugs.
Yeah.
That's different.
Legalized.
That's what you meant.
Legalized.
Getting it from a reputable place.
Yeah, why do I like legalized marijuana? Being able to sell it places because it's regulated, and then you know how many milligrams.
I don't think prostitution is regulated here. They just let people jump on people because they want to make a buck.
No, there's now because it's legal. That's the whole thing that it means.
No, it's not. I doubt that.
What do you mean? You go to the bunny ranch and they have to be tested for STDs?
I doubt that. You can't test for every STD. You have to serially.
I'd like to try.
You have to serially test for things like HIV because it doesn't show up right away.
Well,
we usually do a test and then 3 months later we do another test. No, that's bullshit. You can say whatever you want.
But
there are people walking down the street that would probably be like, "I'll jump on you right now, $50."
I don't think that's legal.
Well,
in Nevada, I'm saying that the legal part of it is. I think you can't. Do you know you can't walk around a casino and be like, "I'll sleep with you for $200"? That's not legal. It's because it's legal. Just like if selling weed is legal, I can't sell weed in the lobby. I have to have a license.
But it also allows for the fact that if someone is being a prostitute, there's less legal ramifications if they don't go through all of the proper channels. I feel like there's still leniency.
No, you're right. But like in New York City, people sell marijuana and get shut down and arrested, even though it's legal to sell marijuana. But if you go to the legal marijuana, like there are stores in New York.
Yeah, but I still feel like there's a lot of sketchy stuff going on here.
Oh yeah, but
that's all I meant. I feel like it's opening the door.
It is, but I'm saying I want to go where it's legal, and we got all the regulations in place.
Do they watch you put a condom on?
You have to wear a condom.
And do you watch them put a dental dam on? And is there someone watching the room to make the prostitute isn't getting like abused?
We have to wrap up in a second, Erika, but let's find the
closest. Why are you getting so uncomfortable?
Let's find the closest legal prostitution.
Oh my gosh, I don't want to know where you were last night.
Hold on. But we're having a weird institution. But that's the whole point, is that you do know more.
You know more, but you don't know everything. And think about it. The prostitute slept with someone an hour before you. Is she going to be tested right then?
Well.
No.
Oh, wow. Okay. But listen, we're both right. But the Nevada law defines prostitution as engaging in sexual conduct for a fee, right? But outside of licensed brothels, it's illegal. So, but it's a misdemeanor charge. So I'm not speaking of having a prostitute in a state where it's legal. I'm saying I'm going to go to one of these establishments, and they're going to be tested on a weekly basis.
I don't think they'd be weekly, unless it was like gonorrhea and chlamydia in a urine cup.
But I don't know how you know if somebody. That's impossible.
Yeah,
because someone just slept with somebody. Well,
and. Maybe you go in the room. It's just the two of you, right? There's no cameras. There's no bouncer guy. And the guy is like, I'm not wearing a condom. I will pay you $400 more to not wear a condom. I am sure that happens.
There are cameras, but it's extra.
No,
to get a
I don't. This whole thing is gross. And then what happens if a girl gets pregnant? Because condoms break, by the way. And then are they required to have an IUD? Because those aren't 100% either. The whole thing is creepy.
Thank you for tuning in to Ruining the Fun with Dr. Erika.
I'm not ruining the fun.
Guess how much it costs if you get in trouble?
I want to know how much it costs to hire a prostitute.
It's usually, let me look it up.
I don't know. What do you normally pay, Jamie?
I would say $1,000.
I want to find a male prostitute.
Found one. Free.
I want to know how much a male prostitute costs here and how much a female prostitute costs here.
It's so dumb that there would be a male prostitute.
What?
Well, you could just ask somebody. What are you talking about?
I want a hot guy. Maybe I want a regulated guy who's been tested weekly and make sure that it's legal.
Hire a prostitute. Cost. I'm getting really uncomfortable. Wow. It's a range, like your shit liquid. Half hour to 6 hours, $2,000 an hour.
No, it's not.
That's like a high-end escort.
$2,000 an hour?
You said, what is the high range?
Screw being a doctor. I'm out.
Get back here.
That's insane. For a guy prostitute or a girl prostitute?
Guys, it says here, are free, complimentary.
No, they're not.
On the house.
Think about it. What if I want a guy with like an 8-pack, super ripped, sexy AF? How much is he going to cost?
I'll do it for free. Loading insult. Loading insult.
I'm going to be nice right now.
Hire a sexy. You're saying there's not a lot of sexy male men.
No, I'm saying if you're telling me that it's like a waste of time and money to hire a male prostitute because I could just go out and have any guy and be like, would you please have sex with me?
Yeah, you're telling me you can't go to a dance club tonight and find an attractive man?
A very attractive man. How much?
It says $1,000.
$1,000 for a man or a woman?
A man.
An hour?
Mm-hmm.
And a woman is how much?
I'm seeing how much for 5 minutes. That's all I need.
Do I get a refund if he lasts only 5 minutes?
You get a refund of, I believe you would.
If he underperforms. Do you know what I'm wondering? You know what I think I would do as a male prostitute?
What?
I think I'd jack off like an hour before.
Jeez.
So then...
Mm-hmm. Last longer?
So then you could last as long as the woman wanted, and then you could just fake an orgasm.
It's so funny that you just said that. Do you feel like you just thought of that? Like guys wouldn't have... You ever heard of the word... you ever heard the term pre-gaming? What does that mean to you?
Drinking alcohol before you go to the bar.
Okay. Pre-gaming, that might be breaking guy code here. Pre-gaming means drinking alcohol before you go to the bar. Pre-gaming also means masturbate before you go to the bar so that if you have sex, you last longer.
But how many hours do you masturbate before to make sure that you can actually climax again?
2 to 3.
But then you're banking on the fact that you're going to meet a girl. So then if you meet a girl right away and she's like, yeah, I'm down, let's get out of here. You're like, not for another 2 to 3 hours.
Yeah, I'll say something like, hey, let's watch Dune.
Let's play darts.
Let's watch Dune. Darts isn't long enough. You have to pick a 2.5 hour movie. Coming up on the next episode of Afraid to Ask. Mm-hmm.
Like, and maybe it's not your fault. Like, you're raised a certain way. Your parents never teach you. I didn't know you had to change your underwear every day.
That's a great one.
But I was like 7, I think, when my mom told me.
And then I don't want to ask you, it's not polite to ask a woman her age, so I won't say. But now, what age did you start just not wearing it? How did you...
I was nervous that this medicine would like kick in and I'd have to run out of here and poop. Mm-hmm. But now I'm like waiting for the excuse just to run away from you.
How did you find out you're supposed to change your underwear every day?
She told me.
Oh.
She did laundry, and she was like, hey, I haven't washed your underwear a lot lately. And I was like, what do you mean? They're not dirty. They weren't dirty. Like I was a tomboy when I was a little kid. So I would be like covered in mud, playing with worms, fishing, like just like out in nature, right?
Yeah.
So my pants would be like super muddy. So I throw them in the wash. But my underwear, there was nothing, like I was a little kid, like I'm not doing anything. So like they weren't dirty. So I'd wear them a second day.